everyone, good day. I hope you are all doing fine today. I am Gracial Oranbula, the second discussant for today. And for today's discussion, I am going to tackle what are the differences between speaking, reading, and writing. Since Miss Bolo had already discussed what are speaking, reading, and writing, now I am going to dig deeper the three or what are their differences. But before that, let us know what are my objectives for this topic. At the end of the discussion, you'll be able to first analyze the critical differences between speaking, reading, and writing. The second one is appreciate the distinctive differences between the micro skills in English. Third is to identify the three critical differences between speaking, reading, and writing. So here are the three critical differences between writing and speaking. First, we have repetition. Second is complex sentences. And third is word choice. But let us first discuss about the repetition. Repetition, one of the differences between writing and speaking is the use of repetition. In writing, we usually want to avoid being repetitive, right? In writing, we could be able to reread it and could correct all the mistakes that we write. Specifically in using words, it must be not repetitive because repetitive writing is not very creative and can often cause the reader to become bored. However, in speaking, it is okay to repeat the words that you used. Repetition is actually necessary for speaking. Why? Because audiences don't listen very closely to the exact words that you're saying. So you need to repeat your key messages early and often. Even though you utter a lot of word, people may not pay attention to it unless the person you're talking is very conscious about that word. But for some other people, they are into the message or the content that you are implying. Okay, the next one is we have complex sentences. In writing, complex sentences can be necessary for adding the right level of detail and precision. Plus, complex sentences can be made easier to read with the right punctuation. However, complex sentences are deadly for your speaking. Why? They flatten your delivery, causing you to drone on and on. In addition, speaking requires something fundamental that writing does not, which is breathing. So make sure you're giving yourself time to breathe by limiting your use of complex sentences or complicated words. Lastly, we have word choice. Writing and speaking differ in terms of the importance of word choice. In writing, you usually want to choose your words very carefully as people can go back and reread it. A well-chosen word can often make or break the point you are making. However, in speaking, the exact words you choose aren't nearly as important as the general point you're trying to make. For example, listening to a music, you remember the melodies of the song, not the specific notes. Your audience will remember your ideas, not your specific words. Again, what are the three critical differences between writing and speaking? Yes, number one, we have repetition. Number two, complex sentences. And number three is word choice. And now we are going to differentiate writing and reading. Writing and reading are two words that are often confused when it comes to their application. In fact, both the words represent certain action. The word writing represents the action of creating a script, and the word reading represents the action of voicing out the script. Reading involves voice. On the other hand, the word writing involves hand. In other words, reading indicates speaking, whereas writing indicates lettering. And that is the differences between writing and reading. Again, in writing, it represents creating a script, involves hand, and indicates lettering, whereas reading represents voicing out the script, involves voice, and indicates speaking. Here is my references. That is all for my discussion, and for my quiz today is all about identification. You can screenshot it and please submit your works within today via Messenger. And that is all for today. I hope you had learned something from our discussion together with Miss Bolo. Thank you and have a great day ahead.